Hey guys, it's Peyton, and I have shit to say. This is the start of my spoiler-filled Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes reading vlog. It is 2:30 in the morning, so the book is already officially out. It was out at midnight, obviously. May 19th. Children, everybody, anybody watching this, this is me chill right now. I've been freaking out for a bit now, but like the past 2 days, I have been just like kind of sleepless because I keep checking like my pre-orders and like seeing like when they'll come. At one point it looked like it might come a day early, and I really was hoping that, I guess yesterday now, that it was gonna show up. At least my Barnes & Noble pre-order, it looked like it was gonna come. I have two pre-orders. I have a Barnes & Noble pre-order because I wanted the exclusive edition and I never expected that it might be on time. That's why I ordered an Amazon edition, because Amazon is always on time for me and it always does release day, but since the coronavirus, they're not really on top of it like normal. So I'm gonna have two copies, and there's a Waterstones exclusive edition that's like a British UK edition, but here's a picture of it. Like, I literally need it, and it's gonna be super expensive for me, but I think I might have a way to get it cheaper. We'll see. This is what I'm saying. I have been aching, I have been dying. Like, literally at the strike of midnight, there was a video released of Suzanne Collins reading a snippet from chapter 3. I almost like filmed my reaction, but I was just like, no, by the time everybody sees this video, like, they will probably already know what happens. So I didn't react to it, but oh my god, like, picture of literally my face during that. I screamed at a line, and there's gonna be spoilers in this video because I just can't talk about this book without spoilers. But from that snippet, let's just say the name of the District 12 girl is released. It's Lucy Gray, and that is the name that our little spies, our Hunger Games spies, found that name in a description of one of the book descriptions for a certain country's publishers. I'm not gonna say who, but that name was released. I posted on Twitter, people were telling me to take it down, blah 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 blah. So I already knew that name, and it actually is confirmed now that that is the girl. And in the snippet, he went up to her and met her for the first time. She has a black eye. Apparently the mayor of District 12 punched her in the face, no idea why. And President Snow, this is where I screamed, he's trying to hand her a rose. I think it's a white rose. I don't know. I didn't pay attention that deep, but like, it was a rose. I screamed. My theory was, you know, roses would be a thing between them. Like, oh my god. So instant scream, and just the way she was talking to him, she gives off a really interesting vibe. She's definitely like rebellious feeling, especially if she got punched in the face during the reaping, like what the frick happened, but definitely a rebellious type of person, but a different way than Katniss. Like, she literally called him gorgeous, which was disgusting, but you know, people say that sometimes to like mess with people, you know, like it's just a thing that you can add on to the end of a sentence. So I don't know if that's what she's doing or if she actually is like into him. I think that's disgusting. So I really hope that's not what it is, because my whole theory is that he'll start to get feelings for her, but she's gonna be playing him the whole time. But this is what I need to say. I don't know why I haven't mentioned this yet. I've like blocked everything on Twitter, like, from the book. Like, I don't want to get spoiled for anything because I know there's gonna be people that have the Kindle edition that read the whole thing, and I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and there's gonna be bitches trying to tweet me and tell me spoilers. So I cannot have that happen. But I just went on Twitter again, very scary, and I found out that there's this app called Hoopla. You can connect it with your library and get audiobooks and ebooks like for free for like 20 days. And someone said that the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is on Hoopla. And I was like, wait, are you kidding? Like, are you kidding? Like, the audiobook. Are you kidding? It's on there. I have the audiobook to the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes right now at 2:30. I've literally been sitting here watching YouTube, doing anything to distract myself because I don't want to buy the Kindle version. It's really expensive, and I've already bought 2 copies. I'm probably getting a third one. It's crazy. I do not need to have like this many copies. So I've been trying to like distract myself. I'm freaking out. Like, I'm freaking out right now. I'm shaking on the inside. Like, I can't even do it right now, but oh my gosh. So I literally have, let me show you. I have the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes on my phone right now. And the thing is, I don't really like listening to books for the first time on audiobook, especially books that I really want to pay attention to detail, but I think I'm gonna slow it down and like really listen to it. The first chapter is something we've already heard, but oh my gosh, I think I'm about to like start listening to it and like get past what we've already read. I don't know if I'm going to like reread what I listened to when I get the physical copy, because I should be getting at least one of them tomorrow. They both say they're coming tomorrow, so hopefully they do. Oh my gosh, I might be up all night if I start listening to this audiobook. So my camera's dying, I need to charge it, and I'm gonna start listening to it while I do that, and I'm sure I'm gonna have thoughts. I'm really emotional right now. I haven't felt this excited for a book in ages. I'm completely exhilarated right now because normally I can like wait. I'm able to wait. I won't be that bitch that needs to download the Kindle version, but today I am. So I'm so pleased to find that the audiobook is in my possession. I didn't even have to pay for it. So wish me luck, pray for me. If this book is not good, I don't know. Some people got it early and they've told me they're really enjoying it and they think I'll enjoy it. I typically enjoy the books I read. I'm not like a huge critical person, so there's a strong chance I'll enjoy it, especially if she goes the route I'm thinking she's gonna go, where it's his descent to evil. We see her playing him, and like I don't want a cute romance thing happening here. I literally will throw up. Like I feel like that's just gonna be so cringy, but I think Suzanne knows what she's doing. So I just need to go listen to it. Like I can't even believe I have it right now. Like obviously I don't believe it because I'm not listening to it right now, but oh my god, this video is gonna be so long. I'm so sorry. I'm going to cry. Like these books mean so much to me. All of the books were released when I read them in middle school. I think Mockingjay had just been released when I read them, so I never had to wait for a Hunger Games book, and we've only known about this book for like a year, but dang have I been anticipating this book. Oh my god, I just gotta go. Bye. Hello everyone, back with another update. It is the next day. It's like 1 in the afternoon. I kind of like just rolled out of bed. I've been like in and out of sleep for a few hours because I've been so excited. I keep checking my phone and then I try to sleep again because I went to bed at 4:30 and I'm just like really freaking tired. And last night I did read or listen to the first 3 chapters of the book. I have been taking notes, so I'm definitely going to get into my thoughts soon. But right now I have something more important to say. Like I got my package from Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble pre-order has actually worked for the first time in my life. My Amazon pre-order has failed. This is so exciting now. I'm like, I don't even feel like it's real, so like my excitement's not even exuding as much as it was last night. I just need to open it. I need to see this book. I've been enjoying the audiobook, but I was really trying hard to listen to every single word. Like had my AirPods in, closing my eyes, had it on not a fast speed or anything, so I could really soak it in. I just prefer to read things physically for the first time. That's why I was really trying to focus. So I didn't want to read too much of it. And the chapters were kind of long, so like I have no idea what page I'm on. Oh my god. Oh my god. All I see is the spine. I can't even believe this shit. Oh my gosh. What? I just opened it and I got this. I didn't even know I was supposed to get something like for a pre-order or something. I don't know if this is a sticker, but oh my god, I don't even think my camera's like showing it. Can you see this? Like, I don't know. It's a big plaque with the symbol on it. That is so cool. I just got really excited about that because I did not know about this. Macy, if you don't freaking shut up, this is my moment. Oh my gosh. I already saw this on Twitter, but they put the symbol on it like they did with the other hardcovers. This one definitely feels thicker. It feels like a Hunger Games book. Like it has the vibe, but like it feels so much thicker than the other ones, and it's so exciting. I'm like at the beginning of chapter 4. Let's see how far I'm at. So I'm on page 48. I'm making progress already. Oh my gosh. I'm just completely awestruck that this is even a thing that's in my hands. I haven't talked about like how I've been feeling about the first 3 chapters. I have enjoyed them. There's been like a few things that it's like mostly because it's just so weird to have new information. Like when I'm listening to it, I was just like, oh my god, new stuff? Like what is going on? Like I can't believe there's new information. Like every single time I read these books, I already know what's going on. But this time, like, we don't know. I'm freaking out. Holy shit. So I'm enjoying the first 3 chapters. It's definitely a lot of exposition. We haven't really gotten into like anything action wise. My friend Lily has already said that it gets really crazy after like the first 100 pages, and I'm like, I'm scared, and she says she's conflicted, so I'm just like, what am I gonna feel about this? I am enjoying it. The thing is, I can already tell I don't like snow. I didn't want to like snow, so this is a good sign. But Lucy Gray, the girl of District 12, I instantaneously fell in love with her. She's wearing a rainbow freaking outfit. Like I think she had wildflowers in her hair. She shoved a freaking snake down the mayor's daughter's freaking dress when she got called as the tribute because she was looking snarky and like was happy that she got picked, which like, is it rigged? They even said that, like, could it have been rigged? Then the freaking mayor punched her in the face for it. And oh my gosh, she made a whole spectacle. And then she started singing to the crowd. And I'm like, why did they let her do that for that long? That felt weird, but I guess things are different at this point in time. But it felt really odd. And honestly, her song that she sang, a male voice person was saying it, so it went weird. And honestly, the lyrics in the song I felt were kind of cringy. But maybe if I like read through it instead of listening to a man trying to say the words. He didn't even try to sing it in the audiobook. Like, he was just saying the words, and it was just really weird. I didn't really like that. But yeah, I felt like that was kind of cringy. But other than that, she is iconic. Like, I love that she is so, like, performance. Like, no one really knows, like, who she really is. Snow is trying to figure it out because he can tell it's all a big performance. And he actually goes to meet her, as we know in chapter 3. He goes and waits by the trains and brings her a rose, which made me spaz, as we know. She wouldn't take the rose, which I think is a sign. Like, she left him without taking the rose. She did call him gorgeous, but it felt more like of a snarky little thing. I don't know. It just didn't feel like she was flirting with him. It was definitely not that. But she was just being like, hey, gorgeous. Like, I can't even say it. Like, all I can hear is Suzanne Collins saying it in the country accent. And, like, it's really, I hate country accents. I'm from the South. I hate them. Like, I literally can't stand country accents. And everybody around me has them. So they piss me off. And I'm sorry if you have one. Like, I feel like I'm allowed to say it. I'm supposed to have a country accent, but I don't for some reason. And maybe it's because I did not want to have one. Then I thought this was really crazy. So he's really trying to impress Lucy. He wants to get her trust. And it doesn't feel like he's doing this like from a genuine, like, I want this girl to like me. He wants her to like him so they can team up better and like do well in the Hunger Games. He wants her to win so he can get the Academy Prize so he can go to university. So once again, it's not from like a kind-hearted stance. He's trying to get something out of it. And something that I really noticed about him, and I feel like we already know this about Snow, but he's very calculated. Being in his head, you can see in every conversation he has, he's really thinking about the different ways he can put things and the different outcomes that will come from how he puts it. It's really cool to like see how he's thinking about that. Also, there's another character, Sejanus. He is someone in the Capitol who's originally from District 2. His family was able to like buy their way into the Capitol. And Sejanus is another person that's going to be a mentor, and he doesn't seem happy about it. He got assigned to the District 2 boy, and he literally seemed like so disturbed, and like, I don't know, I instantly liked him because Snow's like, how could he like be disturbed by this? Like, I'm jealous he got the District 2 boy. But Sejanus seems bothered because he was a District 2 boy. I instantly like him. We'll see if I continue to like him in the rest of the book. I'm not gonna like Snow in this book, but that doesn't mean it's not interesting to see how he does things. He kept following the tributes so he could really make an impression because none of the mentors tried to meet their tribute this early. Because of that, he gets freaking in like a big car with him, and he's with all of the tributes. One of them freaking tries to choke him. That was a great moment. I loved that. And then they put, from what I believe, it said they put all the tributes in a freaking cage in the zoo. I don't know if like that was just a metaphor if they're legit in a zoo, but it seemed like they are. And they're like a whole spectacle. He's like literally stuck with all the tributes. And how freaking awkward is that? And I don't even know if I like that. Like, that just feels odd that he's in there with the tributes. Like, what? And I always have felt like, how awkward is it to be with all the tributes? As a tribute, knowing only one of you can live, like, oh, that's uncomfortable. But he's just in there with him, and he's really embarrassed because the Capitol cameras have him on video in the cage, and it's like, everybody's like, what the heck are you doing in there? And I'm sure it's gonna be an embarrassing spectacle. And Lucy comes up and whispers to him, own it. Like, she is performance-based. This girl knows what she's doing. Also, she was wearing makeup during the reaping, like eyeshadow and everything. Literally iconic. Like, she's so different than Katniss, but still has a rebellious spirit, and like, that's what I wanted. And I like how she's a presence. Like, she's a big presence. She's caring about the appearances in a way like that's not like the Capitol, but it's just different. And I wrote down in my notes that Lucy seems very calculated as well, but in a way that makes me like her, and Snow is in a way that makes me not like him. So, oh my god, I need to stop talking. This is gonna be the longest vlog I've ever had for sure. Like, it's probably gonna be like an hour. I need to just start reading more of this and see if it continues being good. I'm so scared that I'm not going to love it in the end. So far, I don't even know what I think of it. Like, I'm not gonna put any ratings out there. I've only read like 50 pages of it. You can only know so much in 50 pages. Oh, we will see. Oh my gosh. Hey everyone, sorry that I switched to phone camera, but that's just what I'm doing right now. I literally got ready, another outfit change in this video. I did some gold eyeshadow to like match the vibe for this book. I am currently on page 85. I'm enjoying it so far. My friend Lily's telling me that the first 100 pages are kind of slow, and then after that, crazy shit goes down, and I'm still into it, and I'm only 82 pages into it, or 80 something pages into it, so I'm already into it, and we haven't even gotten to the crazy shit yet. Oh, I can say spoilers. Oh my god. I'm still not over how Tigress and Snow saw a cannibal. I don't remember if I said that in my last update. Also, there's a character that I am loving right now, Sejanus. He is originally from District 2, but his family got rich and like was able to buy their way into the capital, and he's supposed to mentor the District 2 boy. And we find out that he knew the District 2 boy. His name is Marcus. So Janice reminds me of PETA right now, and a little bit of a PETA and Katniss situation, because Sejanus says one time like he hurt himself in class or whatever back in District 2, and Marcus like immediately went and got some snow and like helped him out and like iced his hand. That's just a kind-hearted thing, which is kind of weird coming from District 2, but I guess times are probably way different since this is 64 years before, you know, the District 2 that we know from the original trilogy. That is really sad. Like, he knows him, he knows he was kind to him at one point, and he has to be his mentor, and Marcus is not even wanting to really talk to Sejanus. He tried to give him food, and he won't do it. I also think it's crazy that all of the tributes are in a zoo in a cage. They're like a spectacle, and they're not even really feeding them. And honestly, this made me think about like maybe in the future President Snow, this is why the tributes get treated with such luxuries before the games. Like maybe he thought he was being nice by like giving them all this food and like fake reassurance what the frick? I can't even say words. I'm just too excited. But Sejanus is really making me excited, and it's really interesting because President Snow obviously doesn't really like Sejanus. He's jealous of him as well, and the reasons that he doesn't like Sejanus are the exact reasons like me, and I'm sure other readers, like Sejanus. So Snow definitely has a very warped vision of people, and it's kind of weird because we're getting like a little bit of Snow's backstory, and both of his parents are dead, and they both died in terrible ways. And we know now that he likes the roses because his mom used to, I think, wear like rose scented stuff, and he has like a compact he keeps smelling that reminds him of his mom. That's kind of sweet, but that doesn't change my feelings at all for him, because once again, just because someone has like struggles in their life, we all have struggles in our lives. And what you do from that, the actions that you do, even through your struggles, is what defines you as a person. Actions are stronger than words. You need to be a kind person even through your struggles. Just like, you know, Peter Malark, he was the kindest boy ever, and he had a hard life. Like, his family pretty much didn't like him. His mom beat him. Obviously, living in District 12, that's rough. I don't think Snow has any excuse to be low-key excited for the crazy performance and shit that the games is about to be. Obviously, he's wanting to win prize money so he can go to university. That's his main goal, but he's low-key excited for making the games a lavish event, and I definitely think that's going to come into play when he becomes the president and the games become such a huge event. I think it's obvious that Snow is a big reason why the games become something that is like the huge event it was in the trilogy. But yeah, I need to just keep reading. Lucy Gray, I'm loving her to death. I just want more and more, and it's obviously she's very calculated and performance heavy as well. She kind of hiding behind her performance, and she's super interesting. Apparently she's from District 12, but apparently her and her family really aren't from District 12. They were traveling musicians, and they kind of got thrown into District 12 by Peacekeepers, and you know, they haven't really gone out. So that's kind of cool because she doesn't even feel much of a loyalty to District 12. And she called herself a part of the Covey or Covey. I don't know. I don't know what the Covey is. Someone tell me if you like understood what that meant because I really didn't get it. Also, Snow is with Lucy Gray right now. I don't really know what they're about to do yet, but she is described with her hair braided back. And she asked Snow if it's hideous, and he says it's just healing. And she's like, we don't have a mirror, so I can only imagine. And I'm like, she has her hair braided back? Legit, I think my theory about Katniss reminding him of Lucy has to be true. I also want to say Lucy's really reminding me of Joanna vibes. She's definitely different. She has a whimsical vibe, you know, very colorful clothing, you know, performance heavy, but Joanna was all about acting completely different than who she was. We know that Joanna acted like a weakling, and then when she got in the games and it was like the last bit of time in there, she just went and murdered everybody. And that was a completely genius strategy, and she might be doing the same exact thing in a type of way. So yeah, I need to stop talking because this is literally gonna be the longest vlog of all time that I've ever done, probably the longest video I'm ever uploading because I can't stop talking about it. I'm only 84 pages in, and I don't know how I'm going to make this video short, so I'll go. Hello, I'm back with another update. I'm currently on page 173. I have a crap ton of tabs in here. This book is like 500-ish pages, so I still have a while to go. I just wanted to update because some shit has happened. I'll try to be as brief about it as possible. The games is just not going as planned. Literally, they're supposed to get all the tributes and then have them go in this big amphitheater and pretty much fight to the death, as we all know. Things keep happening. One tribute murders their mentor, which is some capital girl that Snow grew up with. She slits her throat, and then that girl gets shot because, you know, she just murdered a capital person. So boom, we already have a tribute dead and the games haven't even started. And then later on they were going into the amphitheater. I don't understand really what they were doing. I didn't catch that because they weren't about to start the games, but they were going into the amphitheater for some reason. I don't know if they were giving a tour. I think it said they were giving them a tour. When that happened, bombs went off and it murdered a whole bunch of tributes as well as some of the mentors. Snow was actually on fire, which I think is probably intentional. A lot of the references or just lines in here seem very intentional on Suzanne's part. She is that type of writer, I feel, that sprinkles things in and you either notice them or you don't notice them. Poison and like birds and roses and stuff like constantly mentioned. Lucy freaking saved him from when he was about to freaking go on fire because he was stuck under something. And a bunch of other tributes tried to escape. Those got murdered. The District 2 boy that Sejanus knew escaped though, and nobody knows where he is. And I kind of liked him. I liked how he was so against even talking to Sejanus. Even though I like Sejanus, I just was intrigued by him, how he refused food and everything. So I'm sure he's gonna come back later in the book. Who knows if he will make his way into the games whenever the games happen. Another crazy thing is the game maker. It's like Dr. Gall or something. She freaking poisoned this girl named Clemencia or whatever the frick her name is, Snow's friend, also another mentor, with these poisonous snakes that freaking bit her. And like she didn't even care. So currently she is in the hospital and she says she has scales growing all over her. And I'm like, is she about to turn into a mutt? Like she's gonna transform into a mutt. I literally think that could happen. We have like 14 tributes left at this point and the games haven't even started. So definitely crazy, and I think that just gives Lucy even more of a chance. They call her Lucy Gray. I guess like she has a double name. I think that's kind of cute, but right now I'm not saying it for some reason. But there's 14 tributes left. She has more of a chance than she ever has, and she's asked Snow to start believing in her. Because she saved his life, she asked in for a return, like, really try to help me through this. Believe that I can win, because she thinks she can. And she just had her interview, because this year they're doing interviews with the tributes for the first time, and a man with the last name Flickerman was mentioned. He apparently is the weatherman, and he goes by Lucky Flickerman, and I'm assuming that is Caesar Flickerman's father. There's just so many little things in there sprinkled in there, like Heavensby, one of the mentors has that last name, and Heavensby Hall. Also, the District 4 girl said that she's pretty good with a trident, which literally gave me a heart spasm because obviously Finnick was all about a trident, and I I love all the freaking references that we keep getting, and I definitely need to just keep reading. I'm supposed to appear in a live show tomorrow where we like do a read-in for this book, and it's supposed to be like non-spoiler and we just read the book together. So that's probably gonna be fun. I'm probably gonna read more though, but yeah, I can't finish this book before that live show, obviously, and I definitely won't. It's almost midnight and I'm pretty tired. I have not been sleeping that well the past few days, but I definitely at the same time want to keep going. It's really hard for me to read for hours and hours on end without taking breaks. Like, I don't know, I just get bored / tired even if I'm really into a book. So I'm into this, but I still haven't really gotten into the Hunger Games aspect, and I don't know, I'm just really hyped for when they actually get into there. Who knows when that's gonna happen, and I'm gonna try to stay off YouTube and just keep reading because it's kind of freaking killing me that I can't see everybody's reviews and everything. I've already seen like negative things, and you know, it's to be expected. There's gonna be a lot of people that don't like this book. I can already tell because Snow is a bitch, and that's the whole point of this book, and it just really comes down to if that's your cup of tea. This book's so interesting because you get such backstory and you can really learn a lot more from Snow's point of view because he is such a calculated person. He's looking at every detail and everything, and Katniss never really was like that. She had her focus set more on keeping her sister alive, keeping her safe, and that's why I love her. But then we have the perspective of Snow where he really pays attention to all these details. Also, there's been a tidbit of rat poison. Loki felt like Snow was gonna gather some of it up and put it in his pocket, but he hasn't reached that point yet. I looked at someone's review on Goodreads though, and they said by the end of the book you can really see how he gets to the place he was in the trilogy, because so far he is like a little bitch, but he's not reached the level of evil. He's just like someone I wouldn't like, you know, like he does and says some annoying things, but he has some good moments sometimes, as any normal human being does. Like, there's terrible people in the world, but I don't know, I just don't feel like people are always truly evil. There's most of the time I feel like layers to them, so it's interesting to see those layers within him, but it's also really weird. Like, I don't like it. I can feel that romance vibe happening, and I really don't like it, to be honest. But at the same time, just thinking about it from the perspective of they don't know the future like us, the reader, do. You know, he does come off charming, so I can kind of see why Lucy might kind of like him. He's been really trying to capture her attention. She can't read his thoughts. She doesn't know that half the time it's really just because he wants to use her to get better in the Capitol. So I can see how that would be, but I also feel like Lucy reminds me a bit of Finnick Odair in his charming side, where, you know, he's flirtatious, but he's not really, like, into you, you know? Like, I feel like she's intrigued by him, but not really, like, in that level. I don't think they're ever gonna reach that, like, crazy love. I really hope not. I need to stop making these freaking clips so long. This video is gonna be the longest video ever. Oh my god. I'll just update later. Oh my gosh. Hello. Hey guys, back with another update. It's the next day. It's around 7 o'clock at night. Things have happened. As you probably saw in the last clip, I did my live show earlier. I'll put a card for that so y'all can hopefully watch that. I read a little bit during that live show because there's like a reading party. I'm currently on page 285. And I'm super excited to keep going. Lots of tabs, and I also got my Amazon copy today, so I think I'll keep this one nice and then annotate this one whenever I'm wanting to reread it. I'm debating whether I'm gonna reread it immediately and like dissect it completely, or if this is just gonna be a thing where like whenever I'm gonna reread it and annotate it, whenever that may be, it will happen. We'll see. So excited to have another copy of it, even though I really didn't need it since Amazon failed me. The whole reason I got two was because I thought the Barnes & Noble one would be late, and that's the one I wanted. So lots of crap has gone down since I've talked to you. I'm like getting way far in the book. Like, I got just a little chunk left, and I'm gonna try to finish it today. Crazy shit has happened. The Hunger Games has started, and oh my gosh, I'm so sucked in at this point. So tonight when I read more and sit down and like finally read, because I've been editing a whole bunch of footage so I could, you know, not have as much to do whenever I have all my vlog done, because it's just so much footage, so I needed to edit at least some of it. The Hunger Games started Lucy Gray is still alive. A bunch of tributes have already died. The most shocking thing so far was how Marcus, when the games were started, he was the tribute that escaped, and I guess they found him and he was like hanging in the air, brutally beaten and everything, like just hanging on to life. And one of the characters, Lamina, I think she was from District 7, she ended up chopping off his head. So that's insane, but she talked to him and it seemed like he wanted that, so that's really freaking sad. Sejanus was not okay with this. He's so emotional over it, and I totally understand. Snow is the one that's being not understanding towards him. It's completely understandable why he's feeling this way. He literally threw a chair at a screen and said everybody's monsters, and mad respect for him for doing that, because he's with a bunch of capital people. This could ruin his life if he like lets out too much of his opinions. So much was he disturbed that he got into the arena. Snow saw him in there, and the game maker is like, bitch, you need to get in there and drag him out of there. Snow has to go into the arena to try to get Sejanus out of there. Sejanus was in there because he wanted to do like respect to Marcus's body and everything, which is really like sweet, and like I respect him for that. Obviously Snow doesn't respect that, but whatever. Snow goes in there, he gets him out eventually, but Snow literally had to murder somebody in there because a bunch of the tributes realized they were in there and tried to attack them. And the audience doesn't know this because it was at night and they were able to make the cameras look dark enough so no one really could see who anything was. But Snow had to murder a kid. He was described as super small and super young. The dude did try to kill him, so it's understandable why he had like a self-defense reaction. But I definitely think this is the first kill in a long list of kills he's gonna have throughout his life, and he doesn't even seem that bothered by it. He even saw the body afterwards, after he realized everything that happened, and he doesn't even seem that guilty about it, so that's insane. Then we have like a whole bunch of tributes the next day trying to kill each other. Alliances were broken, and like, oh my god, it's so freaking sad. The District 4 tributes seem savage. Like, they are the careers this year. Lucy Gray is still alive. She has been protected by Jessup, but Jessup just died because he had rabies. He either contracted that from District 12 or his like raccoon bite or rat bite that he had on his throat. They don't really know like exactly what happened to him, but he had rabies and ended up going crazy, and I don't know, I feel really bad for him because you can tell he was a good person. We just didn't know that much about him. So rest in peace, Jessup. And that puts Lucy Gray in a bad position because that was her ally and he swore to protect her. And she's not a fighter, but I believe in this bitch. I believe that she can make it through. But honestly, the scariest thing about this book is I really don't know where it's going to end. Even though this is a prequel, I still don't know what's going to happen to Lucy and like how is this game's going to end. I have absolutely no idea, and it's terrifying me, and I just need to read it and see. Dr. Gall, I think she's probably one of the most important characters in this book because I feel like she has such an influence on Snow, and she's probably going to be a big reason why he starts thinking the way that he does, with control and feeling like the Hunger Games are necessary and everything, because there's at times where Snow seems to be like, why are we doing this? And so Janice is like, why are we doing this? And then we have Dr. Gall being like, we need to control them, blah, 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 blah. And it seems to really mess with his head. Dr. Gall is the one that makes mutts, and she's about to send snakes in there, I'm pretty sure. And it's like a whole thing because, you know, Lucy shoved a snake down that girl's dress, so it's like a whole thing, like, I think to taunt her a little bit. These snakes, as we know, when it bit Clemencia, it recognizes people's smells, and if it doesn't recognize you, it views you as prey and bites you, and they're like lethal. So Snow literally put a handkerchief that Lucy had into the cage so it will recognize her scent. So he just cheated. He straight up just cheated. And I can't wait to see what happens next because he's really trying to keep her alive, and it's half because he kind of sympathizes and like kind of likes her, but mostly he just wants to get the full ride to the university that he could get if his tribute wins. So I'm just gonna keep reading, see how I feel. I feel like something crazy is about to happen because, I don't know, I just feel like something chaotic is about to happen at the end of this book. I have like 200-ish pages left, so we'll see how this goes. Oh my gosh. Hey, back with another update. I just got really emotional reading what I just read. I'm on page 339, and a lot has happened since I've updated you. The Hunger Games is now over. Lucy Gray ended up winning, and it was primarily because of the help that Snow did illegally, you know, with the handkerchief with the snakes, with the rat poison and his mom's silver compact. Dean Highbottom ended up realizing this and confronting him and being like, you need to sign up for the Peacekeepers or your life will be over, pretty much. So now we're on part 3 of the book, The Peacekeeper. This part is like kind of making me a little emotional because it's describing his life pretty much in the military. And if you don't know about me, like, my boyfriend's in the military. He has been for the past year, and it's been really rough, to be honest, and he's honestly not having a good time, and it's just really upsetting. And seeing Snow be so like lost and sad, and like just the references he's making like about the military, like it's just really sad to see. And he's like curling up in his bed, like so just destroyed. And even though I don't like him, like this is something like I can personally feel something for because of my boyfriend. And he's curling up in his bed, and then he hears someone say, "Is this bunk taken?" And this is where I like got emotional. I'm about to cry right now because it's Sejanus. He is here in District 12 as a peacekeeper as well. And Sejanus, like, I love him so much. Like, I'm literally about to cry over him right now because that just freaking melted my heart. I know he had his own reasons for wanting to leave the capital, but just seeing that he's there, and Snow was so excited to see him. And obviously I still don't like Snow, but this is just like something that like hits me in a different way because of my own life. And just knowing Sejanus came, he's such a kind-hearted person. I really like Sejanus. Like, he's definitely one of my favorite characters from this book, and I'm so glad we got to meet him. And I really have a terrible feeling that Snow is going to be the reason for Sejanus's death, if not like the person that murders him with poison or something. And I'm also really wondering, is Lucy Gray in District 12 right now? I really hope so, but I just have no idea where this book is gonna go because the Hunger Games ended so abruptly. Lucy poisoned the rest of the people. It was so anticlimactic. I was like, what? That's it? And then freaking he's a peacekeeper now, and I was just like, oh, what is going on? I have no idea what's about to happen. Yeah, I just had to talk about how emotional that made me. Seeing that he's here, I really like him. I've been wondering where the frick he is because he hasn't shown up in a while, and I just love him so much. I might even love him a little bit more than Lucy, to be honest, because I just love me some like sweet, soft people that like genuinely care about issues. And I feel like Lucy, I really love her too, but I also don't feel like I really know her. There's so much I want to learn about her. And since we didn't get the dual point of views like I was hoping, we didn't really get in her head. And I'm not mad that we didn't get the dual point of views as much as I thought I would be. I feel like a lot of the interesting part is not knowing what's going on with her and what's going on in the games, and we only can see from Snow's point of view. I don't know. If we had both point of views, we would know everything. I don't know which one I'd prefer more, but I can kind of see why we didn't get that. But Sejanus, I just freaking love him, and I'm gonna read more because he literally, I had welled up tears in my eyes as soon as I saw that he showed up. So, hey everyone, back with another update. This is actually going to be my final update. It's the next day, and last night at like almost 5 in the morning, I finished The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. You can see I have a whole bunch of tabs. 0 of them are pink tabs, which is for romance. Just pointing that out because no romance in here would be approved. And yeah, we do have some flirtatious shit in there, but I knew we would fall apart. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I felt that. I left off talking about how Sejanus had showed up as a peacekeeper as well with President Snow, which literally melted my heart because he's just the sweetest little person ever, but also terrified me because I just knew Snow would be the reason that he dies. And can we talk about Sejanus and Snow were supposed to witness someone getting hanged by a hanging tree. I was like, Lucy Gray wrote the hanging tree song. There's no way that she did not. Like, come on, this has to happen. She sang the hanging tree song. She wrote it, and you can tell because literally they hung a man who killed 3 people girl, and he called out for his love, and that we literally had a scene like that, and like in the Hanging Tree song, that's like what it's about. And oh my god, like that was my favorite probably reference of the whole thing, because that song, like I just love it, and it's so powerful. And knowing that Katniss sang that later on in the original series, and it was supposed to be like a rebellion song, and he knew exactly where it was from. He knew exactly, and it probably bothered him that much more. And also the Deep in the Meadow freaking song, Deep in the Meadow, like blah, she sang it too. It got me so emotional. I feel like it only made sense that those famous songs that we know from the Hunger Games like came from here, from a freaking songbird. Lucy Gray was all about singing the whole time. Like, it just made sense for that to connect, because those songs never really had an origin in the original series, and it was just something passed down, and it just only makes sense. It only makes sense. We all know Snow. He's getting more and more terrible throughout the book. By the way, the most interesting thing about this book is his descent to evil, and just seeing as he slowly gets worse and worse, and seeing how he justifies his actions in his brain. Like with Sejanus, he literally records Sejanus saying his rebel plan. He was just gonna run away, probably to District 13 people, just so he could finally be away from the capital, and Snow betrayed him. Even though Sejanus viewed him as a brother, he cared about him and trusted him, which hurts so bad because he deserved so much better, because Snow never gave a shit about him and was manipulating him the whole time. Snow used a Jabberjay and sent it back to Dr. Gall with what Sejanus said. It got freaking Sejanus murdered, and that had me tearing up for real. Like, oh my god, like, he was my favorite character of the whole book for sure. I also love Lucy Gray, but I feel like she's such a mystery, and it even said that, like, her personal song is a mystery, and she said that it's because she herself is a mystery. And even towards the end of the book, she is left a mystery. Her whole freaking being is left a mystery, because we have the final showdown. I loved the line where Snow was like, this is our own personal Hunger Games. Snow and Lucy Gray were out by the lake that Katniss used to be at, which, Katniss roots. Lucy kept digging up Katniss roots. Oh my god. He had a gun, because he had just murdered the mayor's daughter. I'm not even gonna get into that, because if you read it, you understand. He just murdered the mayor's daughter, and he found the murder weapon. It was tucked in the woods, whatever. And he realized, oh, he didn't have to run away with Lucy Gray anymore, because he has the murder weapon, and his life is not going to be ruined if he can discard it. So then he's like, oh shit, I'm gonna go be a peacekeeper again and like live my life and like rise up in the capital, because he obviously doesn't give a shit about her. And this is the thing. Lucy Gray freaking figured out that he got Sejanus killed. And I love her so much for freaking, like, in the end, I knew in the end she freaking realized, oh my gosh, this dude is terrible. Like, no. Like, she was, neither one of them were ever truly in love with each other. It was more of a just, like, desperate, flirtatious thing. And I also feel like Snow, he even mentioned in, like, the first chapter how he has a flaw of being overly obsessed with something. And that comes into play with Katniss, while he's so obsessed with Katniss and taking her down. But it also comes into play with Lucy Gray, with how he just freaking idolized her. And views her as an object that he can just call his own. He literally just wanted to call her his own for the rest of his life, and like an object. I despise that, and we do not like him, okay? She deserved much better. Lucy Gray figures it out. He realizes she figures it out. She freaking sends a snake after him, bites him. Oh god. A snake bit a snake. Whoa. He freaking starts shooting out when he thinks he sees her, and all we hear is a cry. We don't know if she's dead. She probably got hit by a bullet and died, most likely. All we know is she disappeared, because his Peacekeeper buddies said that. So she disappeared. Nobody remembered her. Dr. Gall says they freaking deleted every bit of footage they had from the 10th Hunger Games, so no one would really speak of it again. They wanted to completely erase it. And that's probably why we never heard about it, because I feel like it's a memorable thing that President Snow was a mentor one year, and that would probably come up if they hadn't tried so hard to delete that from history. Also, one of the most interesting characters in this book is Dr. Gall. She is disgusting, she is evil, but you can see how she is trying to like tug along Snow and like get him on her side and like try to manipulate how he feels about the whole games and just a capital and everything. She's trying to make him think that everyone's a monster, and that is why they need the capital, and that's why they need the games. And it makes sense how he came to those conclusions by the end of the book. I also think Dean Highbottom was one of the most interesting characters as well, because the whole book we see he hates Snow so much. We find out he was best friends with Snow's father, and they had some sort of falling out. And Dean Highbottom is known for having the idea to create the Hunger Games. But we find out at the end that Dean Highbottom came up with it for a school project. It was just to get graded, and then he decided he did not want to turn it in because it was just so terrible. And President Snow's dad went behind Highbottom's back and turned it in, and then that gave Dr. Gall the go ahead. Like, she loved the idea of kids killing each other, and he's forever pictured as the man who came up with it, but he didn't even want to turn it in. Like, it was Snow's dad who did that to him, and he never would forgive him. And then the epilogue, we see that Snow decides to get some of the rat poison and put it in Highbottom's little drink thing. That's his first poisoning of someone himself. So I loved the ending of that when he starts to poison, because no, we don't see him completely rise to power, and he's not the president and whatever, but we see the beginnings of it. We see how his mind changed, because at the beginning of the book, he wasn't really full on board with the games. He just really wanted the opportunity to get into the university because of it. But by the end of the book, he is full on board with the games. He thinks they're important for society and keeping the world together, and he's gonna do anything to keep that. And it's just so cool, and I can totally see why a bunch of people will not like this book. It's really a lot of just details that make things so satisfying, and just being in his head and seeing like his mind change and like everything that happens to him. It's so interesting to me. I will say there are some slow points, like definitely in part 3. At the beginning of part 3, it was really slow, and I had no idea how the book was gonna end, so I really didn't even know what was gonna happen. So it started getting really slow for me, but I kept reading because I knew something was gonna happen, and shit did happen. And overall, really absolutely loved this book. And I know most people probably didn't even watch this whole video, but if you did, comment the snake emoji down below. I want to see how many people. I have so many thoughts about this. I'm gonna have a live show with my Hunger Games read along about this book soon. We'll figure out the date soon. And also, if you want me to do a full-length review where I have more established thoughts and like I just have a planned out response to this book, let me know if you want that as well. I'm just gonna end this video because I've talked way too long and I have so many thoughts. I really do. But this video is horrendously long. It is scary, so I'm gonna have to end it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you enjoyed this book. If you didn't like it, like whatever. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. If I like it, let me like it. Like, you know, like we can be civil. It's fine. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like it, comment down below. Have a good day. Please subscribe. Make sure to follow all my social medias, which are linked down below, and go click the bell button, which is right by the subscribe button, which you should have already clicked. And goodbye.